Hey, can you tell Big Mama Steve, we got folks on the line if you can, but right now, as we usually do at this time, good friend of the program, Jeff Roberts is going to be on with us. Let me see if I can turn him on, then do my little introduction here. Jeff is the founder of Jeff Roberts and Associates, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc. Jeff Roberts and Associates is comprised of 7 knowledgeable financial professionals who can help simplify your complex wealth management needs and provide the superior level of experience, wisdom, and service you deserve. They deliver personal, one-to-one attention to help you grow and preserve your wealth, transfer it to those you care about, or use it to more fully achieve your dreams. Jeff, how are you, brother?
Excellent. Good to talk with you again. I think we've missed the last couple of weeks together, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, man, it's good to have you. I was out of town last week, and I appreciate you coming back when I got here. But what are we talking about today, Jeff?
Well, it's kind of hard to believe that we're already in November. So the year end brings some financial planning considerations, and today I thought I might touch on 3 considerations that I categorize under the heading of tax harvesting.
Tax harvesting? What the heck is tax harvesting?
In my practice, it involves 3 strategies. We'll probably have time to cover 1 today.
Okay.
First is understanding the impact of capital gains distributions of mutual funds held outside of like your IRAs and 401k plans. So taxable mutual funds and capital gains distributions. That's kind of one part of tax harvesting. 2 is paying attention to embedded capital gains or losses of each investment held in a portfolio, again, outside your IRAs. And if you find gains or losses, discussing strategies to purposefully sell some holdings that are up and some holdings that are down. And the goal would be for gains to offset losses, essentially neutralizing the taxable gains in an attempt to minimize taxes. And number 3, tax harvesting commonly involves people in retirement where they are able to control their taxable income and therefore control their tax bracket. And this is where we intentionally withdraw taxable income from an IRA/401k plan in order to completely fill a 10 and 15% federal tax bracket. Using this strategy, we are intentionally harvesting taxable income to make sure that a client pays as much taxes as they can in the 10 or 15% tax bracket.
Wow, I mean, that is a lot. So why don't we just do the first one, Jeff? Can you explain capital gains, distributions, and mutual funds?
Yeah, to get an understanding of that, I'll start with just a quick review of how a mutual fund works and what it is. I know we've got a wide range of experience in the audience, but I'll just start us at the basic level.
Okay.
If you assume that a mutual fund is basically a investment platform where there's a manager whose job is to invest in investment securities, could be bonds, could be stocks, all under one basket where they agree to diversify the portfolio in at least 20 holdings, and they will manage that investment portfolio under an agreed and preset investment risk profile, investment objective. So each mutual fund has its own investment platform, what they're going to do and how they're going to invest it. And there's thousands of mutual funds out there. Each manager's his job is to make sure that their investment portfolio aligns with the mission of that fund and to get as best performance as they can for their shareholders. So it's a diversified portfolio of stocks or bonds or combination, for example.
Okay.
Now, that's the concept of what a mutual fund is where you have a manager who's managing the portfolio for you so you don't have to pick and choose the different investments.
I got it. So how does capital gains part come into play?
Okay. This is the interesting part. So we'll make up a fund name, call it ABC Fund. So if you own ABC Fund, and let's assume that fund manager's objective of that fund is to invest in large company, big blue chip stocks. And so he's going to have, let's say, it could be anywhere from 20 stocks to 300 stocks, 400 stocks, whatever, inside that portfolio. If he's held a particular company for a long period of time that he's owned inside that fund, and in this year he decides, I don't want that stock inside the portfolio anymore, and he sells it. If the stock that he's owned, say for 4 or 5 or 10 years, happens to have appreciated and done really well, he has a capital gain of that stock when he sells it. And in that year, he has to pass that capital gain tax onto the shareholders of that fund. So when you're buying a mutual fund as the investor, you're buying into potential capital gains of the securities that manager has held in the fund potentially for a while. And I'll give you another example of why this can be an issue. Let's say, for example, earlier this year you bought XYZ or ABC Mutual Fund. We're just making this up. And you put your money in, and let's say that fund went down in value, so your principal investment is not worth what it was. And then that manager throughout the year happened to have sold some stocks that are in the portfolio that triggered some capital gains, or because the performance is down in the account, people have started selling out of it, getting out and taking their money and going away, which has caused him to have to sell off internal investments, potentially triggering some capital gains. That means investors that hold that fund may have to pay a capital gain on that fund when it's a fund that they've lost money on. So you're literally owning a fund that you've seen go down in value, yet you have to pay a capital gain on it. That's what harvesting capital gains and losses can be about when it comes to mutual funds. In this particular case, is our team is wanting to look and see if our clients hold funds that are going to distribute a large capital gain that we might want to avoid by getting out of that fund before the declaration of that capital gain at the end of the year. It's confusing, I know. I hope that made sense.
No, it does make a little sense. It's something I had never really thought of. That would be my luck. So basically, if you're holding a mutual fund outside a retirement plan, you could be holding a tax time bomb that you don't even know is going to happen.
Yeah, potentially, yes. Most of the time, there's not a large tax issue to address with the average mutual fund. It's on an annual basis. But investors need to be watching because sometimes that, quote, average mutual fund, end quote, can kick off some hefty taxes or gains, I should say. And so most investors don't even have this on their radar screen, quite frankly, or worse, they're paying an advisor to work with them who is asleep at the wheel and doesn't have that even on their radar screen.
Good grief. Well, Jeff, if someone wants to know more about this sort of thing, what should they do?
Well, I've always said, call us. We'd be delighted to help.
That's the best answer, isn't it?
Sure, give us a buzz. But these are important tax planning considerations and an essential part of financial planning. They're also often missed. So let me be clear. When it comes to legal issues, we make sure to involve our clients with attorneys. When it comes to tax-related issues, we recommend clients consult their CPAs in all cases. Our financial planning relationship with our clients helps to uncover some of these important themes that clients need to be addressing with their team of professionals, like their advisor, their CPA, their lawyers. Unfortunately, we see many new people come into our offices where these tax planning strategies have just been unattended to. So if you're thinking, hey, I've got monies outside of an IRA in a mutual fund, I have no idea if these things are going to be kicking off capital gains distributions or not, look us up. We'd be delighted to help and coach. Our number is 313-9150, or you can look for us online, jeffrobertsandassociates.com.
Jeff, man, I appreciate it. You're definitely talking about some things I didn't know about, and I try to tell people all this conversation with Donald Trump, whether he paid these taxes, didn't pay these other taxes, the laws are there in place, and there are people taking advantage of certain laws. But what happens to a lot of normal people like myself who don't contact somebody like you, we end up paying dollars to the government that we probably shouldn't have to But if we talk to people like you, Jeff, you'll help us out. It's, that's not my job. That's your expertise. So I hope that people will call you.
Thank you, my friend. We want to do it and help people and make sure they do so legally.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff. That's Jeff Roberts, Jeff Roberts and Associates. We'll be right back.
This is Yellowhammer Radio with Cliff Sims.